Alrighty, so next up in my Ascendant series is the Ascendant in Scorpio. So, Scorpio being an intense water sign of mystery. So, you're probably going to be someone who projects people that have Scorpio Ascendant usually come off very serious and hard to read in my experience. A lot of times they have very intense eyes, and they can sometimes appear unhappy or like pissed off when really they're not. Like a lot of them won't have like a very smiley face, or like expressions, but that doesn't mean that they're not happy people. It's just kind of how they come off. Also, they can be very, very magnetizing, like have a very strong psychic presence. Like when you're around someone with Scorpio Ascendant, you just feel this this weight, like wow, this person's intense, like they might, and it's usually this silent confidence that's propelled. They are very non-superficial, so they seem to just look through people. They're the opposite of Gemini. They aren't into small talk, they like speaking of the more serious matters of life. Not to say that they're just like not able to have fun, but they're people that, that like Scorpio is all about the depths, the unconscious, the unseen parts of life, so they're into like more deeper types of discussions than just how the weather is and stuff. Also, since Scorpio is all about transformation and regeneration, these types of people tend to go through a lot of transformations and regenerations throughout their life in terms of how they are on an external basis. So they could, be completely different from year to year, almost like you'll see them like if you'll go to high school with one and then see them like years later and be like, who is that person? The way they're acting, they project themselves is completely evolved, and it's all about evolution. Also, they're very private people, so they can really value their privacy to a point they can value paranoia. They really like have a need to control their environment, so they're people that need their alone time. They're also really natural lie detectors. People that have Scorpio, even here, Ascendant, like this would really be true for like the Moon and Sun, but like and Mercury. But for the Ascendant too, if you have Scorpio there, like you're intuitive. It's a water sign, so you're able to see through bullshit. You have that bullshit detector. And a lot of the times, these people are drawn to more down to earth, down to earth types of partners that are very reliable because they have such they can be so deep and intense emotionally that they'll usually really look for someone like Capricorn type energy that can really give them that commitment, because they just don't have patience. They're trying to get down to the business, down to the real stuff, so they don't have patience for your kind of like flighty types of shadow Gemini, shadow Sag type partners, Let's see, what else? Yeah, so there's what it says here. I'm going to read it here. It says, there's much in the experience of those born with Scorpio rising that involves learning to transform the self and others through the experience of conflict, challenge, and letting go. So yeah, some people say they're drama queens, but really that's kind of how the whole transformation process happens. But through these through this conflict, that's how like some of the deeper change really happens. Anyways, that's about all I will say today about Scorpio rising. Let me know in the comments if there is anything you want to add or anything you want to say, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. Next is Sagittarius rising.